for the Beavers. First pitch for that game is 3 o'clock. Then at 5:30, Sioux Falls will take on Northwestern Iowa as they complete a back-to-back. And tonight, 7:30, Sioux Falls will wrap up their back-to-back today as they take on SMSU, the Mustangs of Southwest Minnesota State. Welcome inside the broadcast booth here from the Husky Dome. My name is Jake Bedell. Alongside me, Ricky Clavercamp. Ricky, good to have you here. We were just here last night. Got to broadcast an exhibition matchup as St. Cloud State took on the College of St. Benedict Bennies, and a pretty dominant victory for St. Cloud State last night.
Dominant victory indeed, 8-2, and I mean they played all 7 innings despite not needing to. Exhibition matchup, so doesn't go down into the record books, doesn't really count for anything, but it really goes to show how good this Huskies offense is and the Huskies defense is to keep the Benny squad down to only 2 points, and both of those were off of home runs, one of which was an inside-the-park home run that knocked down the left field fence.
Yeah, I mean, 2 pitches you'd probably like to have back if you're anyone on the staff here for St. Cloud State. As you mentioned, just 2 long balls and, one that just got away from Brooke Bolin here deep in left field, and by the time she was able to field the ball and make the play, it was Gabby Spencer with the leadoff wheels as she was rounding third base already, and just no chance for Brooke Bolin to get that ball in fast enough. And you mentioned the one true home run that left the wall over in left field there as well. We saw a lot of action out to that left field fence last night. It was 4, if not 5, ground rule doubles in last night's game, and it got down about 10 feet above the wall, then hopped the wall and caused a lot of havoc here, mostly for the College of St. Benedict, as St. Cloud was putting a lot of balls out deep.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of balls out deep, and yeah, both squads, a bunch of ground rule doubles, and you're going to see a lot of that as this turf, it's meant for football or soccer or lacrosse even. It's very different to play softball on this field, as it's going to just hit the ground and it's going to come out fast, it's going to come out hard, and expect a lot of odd bounces, a lot of odd hops. And then you also have to take into account the Teflon roof above us, as we are inside the Husky Dome, outside of the elements, outside of the very, very cold outside today. But last night we saw a lot of balls flying off the ceiling and coming back down and causing havoc for both batters and fielders.
Husky softball pregame show here on 97.5 Radio X. The 2022 season is about to get underway here at the Kelly Loss Invitational Tournament. Number 5 in the NSIC preseason poll. The Huskies got ranked this year. And a couple big things here, a couple big changes here on this team, Ricky, as we dig into the matchup here. Mitchell Roberts, the new head coach here for St. Cloud State. Paula Uren hung up the skates, so to speak, after what I believe were 24 successful seasons here with St. Cloud State. Amassed a record of 753 wins against 491 losses. That's a .605 win percentage for those of you keeping track at home. And for Mitch Roberts, his first season as a head coach, and he's got some experience as an assistant head coach at a couple of D1 schools before this, and now for him a big opportunity to take a squad and make some noise with them.
Yeah, and it's going to be very hard for him. He's stepping into really big shoes, as Paula Uren, I believe she ended up being the winningest coach in SCSU history, if my memory serves me right, and happy for her to celebrate retirement. And very big thing for her. But yeah, Mitch Roberts coming in off of D1. He's very much a pitching coach. He was a pitching coach out west when he was with California Berkeley. Helped the Golden Bears decrease their team ERA by 2 full points. And he handled all pitching responsibilities while he was there. And he kept the team very competitive in that Pac-12 conference in D1. So he's taking that stance coming on over here. And I know you mentioned it during pregame, during the presser for the season, the preseason presser. He mentioned that it's going to be a lot more power this year. With Paula Uren, you saw a lot of conservative, small ball. Last year, I like to call it the year of the bunt, as it was just a ton of bunts that even in situations where they really didn't need to be called for, they'd be bunting down that third base line. So we'll see if home runs are up this year, but obviously ground rule doubles are so far up.
Well, and we heard from Mitch Roberts about his offensive plan this year, and he said, I think you're going to find that we're going to hit a little more for power this year, and we've got a good mix of power and speed to make us pretty hard to play against. He goes on to say that our goal for the program this season is always doubles. If we hit a home run, you get an extra high five coming back to the dugout, but doubles of the game plan. We'll start there and see if we can't tack that extra base on. That is going to be key. Ricky, some roster turnover here for St. Cloud State as well. A couple players have left the program, not electing to take that 5th season, and some of them have. As we look at who has departed last season, 2 pitchers left. Emma Murphy graduated. Sydney LaPointe decided to walk as well. And in the field, Cassie Francesconi, Maya Keating, and Megan Conrads did, in fact, depart. Taking a look at the 5th years on this roster, 3 of them, Kylie Thompson is one, Brooke Bolin the other, and the third being Haley McFarland. Taking a look at some of the freshmen, we saw a couple of these players last night here on the diamond. Ricky Madison Spa is a freshman outfielder. She hails from Anoka, Minnesota. Just as well, Maggie Fitzgerald, the Oaklawn, Illinois native. She will play mostly on the infield for St. Cloud State. And on the bump, the freshman, Emma Eichhoff. We saw her last night against the College of St. Ben's.
Yeah, the Becker native came on in after a little bit of a rough go of it to start off. Did Kylie Thompson, giving up 2 hits and a run just over the span of 2.1 innings. But, exhibition play, just throw in your new pitcher, see what happens. Emma Eichhoff had an outstanding night, to say the least, for a freshman going into her first collegiate play. Very excited to see what comes of her. Madison Spa, she didn't have as great an evening at the plate, at least. Went 0 for 4 with reaching on an error the last time up. But really, she was not bad in the field, out and right. Made a couple key plays, a couple big catches as well. So really, your freshman coming up, looking good. Hopefully you continue your semi-dominant fashion in the NSIC, making it like 3 years in a row now, I believe.
On the other side of things tonight, Ricky, the Bemidji State Beavers will come to town and take on St. Cloud State in Game 1 of this Kelly Loss Invitational Husky softball pregame show here on 97.5 Radio X and the NSIC Network. Bemidji State, Ricky, 3 tough seasons coming into this year. They finished 13th in the NSIC standings in all 3 of those seasons. A new head coach now at the helm, Jordan Peterson, in for her first year of action. And she spent last 4 seasons as an assistant coach with Minnesota State Moorhead, and as well with Northern State. And she was a recruiting coordinator with Northern State, with Moorhead, With Northern State, she handled recruiting, but was mainly the hitting and catching coach. So maybe some coaching philosophy clashing here as we have a pitching coach for St. Cloud State, or ex-pitching coach, and then an ex-hitting and catching coach for Bemidji State.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I'm guessing Mitch Roberts says he's kind of more defensive, but also very much power, but your pitching better be good, and it's going to be a completely different angle from a Bemidji standpoint. However, Bemidji, they have 3 of their 4 pitchers from last season. They are returning, so, I mean, you got that veteran depth inside your pitching core to kind of help you out at the very least. Looking back at it, they have got to find this again. They have Kyla Damerow, Stella Dolan, and Kydron McClafferty coming on back to continue pitching for the Beavers. So that's something to look forward to, and hopefully this year they can have a better season than they have the last 4 seasons in total.
Looking for a better season indeed. You said it there, Ricky. Just a couple minutes here on the pregame show before we pause for starting lineups and national anthem. My friend, the matchup today. We kind of just alluded to it. The Beavers have been struggling as of late in the last couple seasons. The Huskies kind of the opposite script. I understand you dug up some fun information on the matchup history.
Matchup history currently, it's a 17-4 going back to March 2nd, 2013. Currently, the Huskies are on a 10-game win streak. They haven't lost since February 17th of 2018. It was a home matchup, and I believe it was actually during this Kelly Loss tournament. It was, yeah, and it was an 8-4 victory way back then for the Huskies, and I mean they haven't lost from them since actually I should say April 12th, 2017, an 8-0 loss in Bemidji. So honestly, you're having a good string of games against this team. Why not continue?
Have to capitalize early, capitalize often, and start this Kelly Loss Invitational off right with a big win. We'll step aside here on the Husky Softball pregame show. When we come back, first pitch here for the Kelly Loss Invitational as the Beavers of Bemidji State look to square off against the St. Cloud State Huskies. Back after this on 97.5 Radio X.
97.5 Radio X is now your home for St. Cloud Tech High School athletics.
Muhammad Youssef, and Youssef takes the shot and a save Forced there by Kanan Hennon to push it over the bar, but
That means Tiger Athletics can be heard right here, from the court to the field, from the ice to the pitch. Your home for St. Cloud Tech Athletics is Radio X, including St. Cloud High School hockey, along with the Icebreakers.
Pass connects, shot there, Carlson, save, rebound, loose puck in the slot, and St. Cloud scores!
You can listen to us live or find us at 97.5radiox.com.
and I'll do it. Huskies win the first ever North Star Cup.
KVSC is looking for new volunteers in our sports department. If you love sports and want an opportunity to get closer to your favorite teams, the KVSC sports department is the place for you.
Kozla back up to Proud. Big slap shot, scores! Goal number 2 for Ethan Proud.
By joining the KVSC sports department, you will not only receive a great addition to your resume, but you will meet the future of the industry and gain on-the-job experience in broadcasting.
I think he has taken over not necessarily a leadership role, but the role as the focal point on the team, and I think the team does know that.
For more information on how to join KVSC, you can call us at 320-308-3066 or visit our website, kvsc.org.
Gets the ball on the advance, has an open 3 for the record. Boom, baby! Lexi Peterman has 41!
The KVSC Sports Department. Get in the game.
Return now by UMC. Omen dumps it over on 2! Tying the game at 25. Omen, do the thing you do so well.
Backdoor look shot, scores! Jimmy Murray buries it, and the Huskies are back up 5-4. And I'll do it. Huskies win the first ever North Star Cup.
You enjoy listening to St. Cloud State sports coverage as much as the sports department enjoys bringing it to you. And where else are you going to find top-notch coverage of St. Cloud State hockey, football, basketball, and volleyball, or the award-winning shows like Husky Sports Friday? And none of it would be possible without your donations. Your donations help pay for new equipment that we use to improve the quality and increase the quantity of the games that we bring to you. And you can donate anytime by going to kvsc.org and clicking on the Donate tab.
You're live in 5, 4, 3.
Oh, sounds like it's time for me to get to work. Welcome into Husky Studios. This is Husky Sports Friday.
Nolan Walker shoots, bar down, Nolan Walker. He's got 2 now on the evening, and the Huskies, just like that, take the lead back.
Looking for your fill of St. Cloud State sports action?
He finds Roberts in the left corner. His 3 is up and good.
Another one.
All your favorite St. Cloud State sports can be found at KVSC, Radio X, and the KVSC Sports Stream.
In the slot momentarily, and the Huskies score!
Oh my God, Caleb, I can't find the score of the Husky game anywhere. Do you know what the score is?
Yeah, of course. It's 4-2.
What? How do you know that?
Oh, wait. Did I say 4-2? I meant 5-2. Blake Lazat just netted his second of the game.
Let's go Huskies. All right, but how do you know this?
All you have to do is follow KVSC Hockey. They tweet live from all the Husky games.
That's unreal. Do they only update the scores?
No, they don't only update you about the scores. They also update you on penalties, and they're even interactive with all the fans that tweeted them during the games.
That's crazy. How do I get in on that action?
So, all you have to do is follow KVSC Hockey on Twitter, and you can be in on the action today.
I think I know who's getting my next follow.
Hey Thomas, I want to listen to the Huskies volleyball match today, but I don't know where to go. Can you help me out?
Of course, Brooks. You can find the Huskies all season long on the KVSC Sports Stream. Just go to kvsc.org/sports and click at the link at the top of the screen.
Awesome! I can't wait to hear my favorite team get the win.
Sent over by Uabari, set Torvey, lob pin swing! Oh my goodness, Lindsay Rachel! Shooting on to 6, finds the floor, and St. Cloud State leads 19-13. Now quick set, Torvey, Dyer, get out of the way! Micah Dyer thumping it home! Micah picks up her 5th kill on 8 swings. Quick to Bolso! Shooting on a 6 from the middle, a good set by Maddie Torvey, and Mara Mulso finds another kill. It's 12-10. Cruzelbrink, a nice dig in the back row by Olsted.
I'm Taylor Olsted. I'm a DS for St. Cloud State Volleyball, and you're listening to the KVSC Sports Stream.
Nolan Walker shoots, bar down, Nolan Walker. He's got 2 now on the evening, and the Huskies, just like that, take the lead back.
Looking for your fill of St. Cloud State sports action?
He finds Roberts in the left corner. His 3 is up and good.
Another one.
All your favorite St. Cloud State sports can be found at KVSC, Radio X, and the KVSC Sports Stream.
In the slot momentarily, and the Huskies score!
Oh, my God. Caleb, I can't find the score of the Husky game anywhere. Do you know what the score is?
Yeah, of course. It's 4-2.
What? How do you know that?
Oh, wait. Did I say 4-2? I meant 5-2. Blake Lazat just netted his second of the game.
Let's go Huskies. All right, but how do you know this?
All you have to do is follow KVSC Hockey. They tweet live from all the Husky games.
That's unreal. Do they only update the scores?
No, they don't only update you about the scores. They also update you on penalties, and they're even interactive with all the fans that tweeted them during the games.
That's crazy. How do I get in on that action?
So, all you have to do is follow KVSC Hockey on Twitter, and you can be in on the action today.
I think I know who's getting my next follow.
Inside the Husky Dome for Husky softball here on 97.5 Radio X. It's the start of the 2022 season from the Kelly Loss Invitational Tournament right here at St. Cloud State. Inside the broadcast booth, Jake Bedell, Ricky Clavercamp here ahead of the first inning of play. Today it's the Bemidji State Beavers who come to town to take on St. Cloud State. Before we get underway, we'll take a look at your Huskies defensively this afternoon. Of course, Sydney Trees, the backstop behind the plate, working left to right across the diamond. Haley McFarland will start at third. Raven Vanden Langenberg will catch it short. Lydia Krager at second. And Holly Weinberg at first. On the mound this afternoon, Trinity Junker. The outfield left to right, Brooke Bolin, Alexandra Pinkowski, and the freshman Madison Spa out in right. Ricky, should be a lot of fun this afternoon. Saw this team do some work against the College of St. Ben's last night, and I'd have to imagine looking to pick up right where they left off.
Yeah, definitely, and a little bit of a little difference here. I was just basically looking at pitcher Trinity Junker. We knew that when she wasn't starting last night that she'd probably be starting tonight, or today at least. Last season, a 2.26 ERA, 7 wins, 4 losses in 17 appearances. She started 10 of those games, and she has 7 complete games last season. Really great year from her last year, 88 strikeouts. She only allowed 6 home runs, 7 doubles, no triples, and only allowing 26 runs. Only 22 of those were earned.
Take a look at the batting order for Bemidji State. Leading off, their second baseman, Cora Martin, batting second. Elena Christensen, she'll play center field tonight. Mariah Stevenson, the freshman, will play third base tonight. She will bat third. Stepping into the batter's box is Martin, the senior infielder out of Thorsby, Alberta. Trinity Junker puts ball in glove, winds up. Here comes the 0-0 pitch, and we're underway from the Kelly Loss as the first pitch is fired in for a strike. And an 0-1 count to Cora Martin.
A little bit of delayed strike called there from the umpire behind home plate. We're going to have to be a little delayed on that one.
Indeed. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Martin. Taken low for ball one. Oh, caught the bottom of the strike zone.
Yeah, good
so
pitch
0-2.
Very good pitch there from Junker, and that's kind of what you expected to see. And I know head coach of the Huskies, Mitch Roberts, was saying that off-speed was starting to be put into these pitchers' arsenal of pitches.
1-2 the count to Cora Martin. Played for Rainy River Community College before transferring here to Bemidji State. Junker winds, fires the 1-2, and that's up and out. Well out of the strike zone to even things up at 2-2. Almost looked like a pitch out,
yeah,
but no one on base.
Yeah, it looked like the riser just kept on going, got away from her.
Cora Martin made 28 starts last year for these Beavers, appeared 34 times. She'll take a hack and swing and a miss at the 2-2 pitch. First out of the inning for Trinity Junker, a strikeout. She had 88 of those last year. As you mentioned, her success last season, Ricky, 88 Ks. Opponents only batted .219 against her on the season as a whole. Number 2 into the batter's box. Also wears number 2 for Bemidji State, Elena Christensen. Native of Brainerd, Minnesota, played for Brainerd High, not too far from around here, Ricky.
Yeah, and last year it was batting .221 overall.
Looks at a pitch up and away, ball one.
Yeah, this Bemidji State team, the batting averages are extremely lower. On average, they were hitting 207 last season. They really need to bring that up, and that's why you bring in a batting coach as your head coach.
Foul deep down the left field line. Hard contact made on that pitch. Count even at one aside.
Yeah, she got a little early on it, turned on it, and just pulled it way, way foul.
Last season, Martin batted .226 on the year for the Beavers. Drew 5 walks. Trinity Junker looks to put her away early. Already 1 strikeout on the afternoon, and a good breaking ball finds the strike zone.
There's that off speed that Roberts was talking about. Love to see it.
Indeed. 1-2 the count. To Elena Christensen. Junker settles in, out of the windup, fires, and a big swinging strike. The second strikeout of the game for Trinity Junker, who is off and running early in the 2022 season.
9 pitches, 2 strikeouts. She's being absolutely efficient right now, and I know last year I mentioned it a lot, but really you just want to get 15 pitches per inning, and you're sitting pretty.
Batting third in the lineup today for the Beavers, the freshman Mariah Stevenson. Steps into the left-handed batter's box, takes a hard cut right back up to Junker, and Junker will fire to Weinberger at first, and that's the out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Trinity Junker, and just like that, St. Cloud will get the bats into the box, looking to take a lead down in the bottom of the first. We'll see you back here after this on 97.5 Radio X.
Every Monday night at 7:30, you can catch On the Air live from Granite City Food and Brewery with Blake Tyson and Andrew Erickson on 97.5 Radio X. Every week, we sit down with players and coaches from many teams in central Minnesota, from local high school athletes to collegiate stars from St. Cloud State and to the coaches that got them there. Every week, you can hear recaps of events in the area and find out what is to come. We invite you to join us for On the Air every Monday night from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. from Granite City Food and Brewery. Stop on in and grab a bite while listening, or join us on your home for St. Cloud High School Athletics, 97.5 Radio X.
Back inside the Husky Dome, the Kelly Loss Invitational well underway. Game 1 of 4 this afternoon from the Dome, and it's St. Cloud State taking on Bemidji State in the opener of the tournament. First inning is underway. Just 10 pitches needed from the starter this afternoon for St. Cloud State and Trinity Junker. 2 strikeouts and a 1-3 putout to retire the Beavers, who have struggled over the last 3 seasons in conference play.
And pitching really not doing too well either. Stella Dolan, the starting pitcher for the Bemidji State Beavers, a 3.75 ERA, 1-2 overall. She appeared in 22 games, only started 2 of them, so coming in on relief a lot. So one of her first game openings, I guess.
We'll take a look at the batting order for St. Cloud State with Stella Dolan on the mound, the St. Paul, Minnesota native for the Beavers. Leading off for St. Cloud State into the right-handed batter's box, Brooke Bolin. And Bolin looks at the 0-0 pitch. A breaking ball fell into the strike zone. That's a good pitch by Dolan, and an 0-1 count to Bolin. For St. Cloud State, Bolin, Pinkowski, Vanden Langenberg, the first 3 up. Sydney Trees will bat in the cleanup spot if we make it there here in the bottom of the first. 0-1 pitch coming to Bolin. Swings at his pitch inside the strike zone. 0-2. That one came in on her.
Yeah, started coming on in. Last night we saw her strike out in her first at-bat on 3 straight pitches as well.
So it's Dolan, works out of the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that one a swinging bunt up to the third baseman and dropped by the shortstop Yeager, and Bolin will reach first. Strike that one up as an E6. And a single for Brooke Bolin.
Yeah, Yeager having trouble chasing it on over. Stevenson at third also didn't help. She was backing up, almost ran into Yeager. The third baseman playing in, just unable to do anything with it.
Defensively for the Beavers, Schwen behind the plate. Harold at first. Martin will play second. Yeager at short. Stevenson at third, as you just mentioned, Ricky. The 0-1 pitch, or the 0-0 pitch outside to Pinkowski. 1-0 the count. In the outfield, here's the fun one. Houts in right, and then Christensen in center, and Christensen in left.
Yeah, Elena Christensen in center, Amy Christensen in left. It's going to be a tongue twister out there.
Good breaking ball. Just missed the strike zone. 2-0 the count now on Alexandra Pinkowski for St. Cloud State.
Just not enough break back into the zone. Pinkowski thought about it too. Decided better of it.
The 2-0 pitch. Broke up high in the corner. That's a nice pitch on the inside. First one in for a strike, and it's 1-2 the count.
2-1.
Right. I had it backwards.
First game of the season.
It's early. Indeed. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Taken in the dirt. 3-1 the count. Pinkowski looking to get on base with Bolin at first. Huskies trying to make easy work of Bemidji early on in this match. Dolan out of the windup. The 3-1 pitch is high. That's a walk for Pinkowski. Good eyes. As Dolan tried to get her reaching on a riser. And now 2 on, nobody out, and the shortstop, Raven Vanden Langenberg, will step into the batter's box.
Vanden Langenberg yesterday went 1 for 3 today, or 3 yesterday. Got a single in the third last night and scored.
Have to see if Brooke Bolin tests the arm of Schwen behind the plate. She has second and an open bag at third. Loves to steal. Here comes the 0-0 pitch, and right away you can see the Huskies taking 4 steps as it looks like they might be going for 1, if not 2.
Might as well. Huskies, one of the more stolen bases last season out of all the teams. Last season they had 101 stolen bases on 123 attempts, so they're really good at it.
Good breaking ball, finds the strike zone from Dolan. 0-2 the count to Raven Vanden Langenberg. 2 on, nobody out. Dolan trying to work out of a jam here in the bottom of the first. Out of the windup. Here comes Dolan. That one's hacked foul. Not back far enough to make it into the Husky dugout.
Yeah, that ceiling is really low back here. The further out towards center you get, the higher up the ceiling is. But if you hit it straight up in the air, it's only going up like a couple 10 yards or so and coming back down.
There's Vanden Langenberg to swing through a pitch, fouled it off. Good job to get a piece of it and stay alive with 2 on and nobody out. The 0-2 pitch. Hacked at, fouled again. So at 0-2, she'll stay alive.
Good protecting the plate there from Vanden Langenberg. Not letting an easy strikeout occur. Making her work for it. Getting up to close to 13 pitches right now. This will be the 14th.
The pitch. In the dirt, ball 1.
And Bolin will take third.
And indeed, Bolin on the ball in the dirt will steal third base. So runners on the corners for St. Cloud State, no one out. And now a gapper can plate the first run for St. Cloud State. Bolin reached on an error. She was awarded second when Pinkowski drew the walk, and then she stole third. Vanden Langenberg looks at the 1-2. Takes a nice hack down the third base line, but foul. Stevenson couldn't corral it. So Dolan will get it back, and we'll do it again. Stella Dolan, left-handed pitcher, the sophomore out of St. Paul.
Last season she had 56 strikeouts, 13 walks allowed in her 22 appearances.
Here's the 1-2. Did she go? Check swing. Must have been called ball.
It's a problem with having 3 umps, you don't have a solid first base ump. The umpire is actually over towards second more. As we get up towards 16, 17 pitches now, this will be the 17th.
The pitch. Hacked straight up down the first base line, foul, and the catch not made, so we'll do it again. 17th pitch for Stella Dolan here in the first inning. No one out for St. Cloud State. Runners on the corners.
This will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat.
Vanden Langenberg has fouled off 6 of them. And a 2-2 count on the board. Good early at-bats here by St. Cloud State. Dolan offers up the 2-2. And there goes Pinkowski. And a foul ball called as Pinkowski trying to steal second on a ball in the dirt.
It's just at-bat just will not end.
Indeed it won't.
This is what you want to see from some of your veterans, is just going deep into a count and working it.
Here comes the pitch. Swung at, chopped to third, and the third baseman waits, goes across to first, and they'll get the out at first base. Stevenson tried to make the play and decide to grab the lead man or to grab Vanden Langenberg, and she chose the latter. So Pinkowski to second. 5-3 the put out on the fielder's choice, 1 down in the inning. And here comes Sydney Trees with 2 runners in scoring position.
And it was a good job by Stevenson to not immediately go to second base, as well as right behind her is Brooke Bolin, and she thought about going home, take the 1 out, and then have a empty bag maybe.
Dolan sends one low and away, ball 1 to Sydney Trees.
And you honestly might see them pitch around Trees here, just pitch it away. Don't want to give up a home run here or an extra base hit, or even just a base hit.
The 1-0 sent right back up the middle, a comebacker right to the pitcher. She'll take that and fire over to Harold at first. So no one able to move as the comebacker played nicely by Stella Dolan. 1-3 on the put out, and now 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
Well, what do you know? All of a sudden it's working out of a jam, and Dolan is doing her darndest, showing why she deserved the start today.
So now 2 on and 2 out. This inning started with 2 on and no out for St. Cloud State. The 0-0 pitch, check swing by Weinberger, did not go. So 1-0 the count.
Pitch count getting up there, though. This will be the 23rd pitch of this inning.
And the 1-0 to Weinberger. Big hack taken 1-1 as she missed the ball.
Weinberger last season batting .400 in 130 at-bats. She had 3 home runs as well.
The 1-1 fouled straight back. 1-2 the count.
But she had 11 doubles on her 52 hits. Did Weinberger, so that's what they're aiming for. We've mentioned throughout this entire show.
1-2 the count. And a high breaker taken for 2-2.
And good job by Weinberger laying off the riser. Just kept going up, and you can never be fast enough to get those. Easiest way to not strike on those is just don't swing at them.
And now a high fly ball into left field. Ranging back for it is Molly Houts, and she'll make the grab. So an F7 for those of you scoring at home will take us out of the first. Huskies strand a pair, and we'll see you back here for the top of the second on 97.5 Radio X.
Are you looking for where to find live Huskies women's soccer? Then the KVSC Sports Stream is the place for you.
Marion is there, and she scores! Majewski placed it in front of the net, and Hannah Marion's got the winner in overtime.
Tune in all season long as the Huskies battle for a spot in the NSIC playoffs.
From Sally Nelson pushing this one forward. Long run from Marion. Marion into the box with the right foot, and she scores!
into the second inning here from the Husky Dome. St. Cloud and Bemidji State duking it out in the first softball match of 2022 for either squad. And the 4-5-6 coming up to the plate for Bemidji State. Leading off in this inning, the junior infielder Ashley Harold, and Trinity Junker back out to the mound for her second inning of work.
Very efficient first inning from Junker, too. Only 10 pitches. That's her 11th pitch right there.
The 11th pitch, a breaker in for a strike. 0-1 the count to Harold. Appeared in 36 games last year, started in all of them for the Beavers. Did Ashley Harold. And she takes a big cut right over the breaking ball, 0-2 now. Batted .207, 19 hits in 92 at-bats. For Bemidji State, Trinity Junker continuing her efficient work. The 0-2, swung on and missed. The strikeout in the dirt, the throw over to Weinberger by Trees will officiate the putout, and it's one down here in the inning.
Good, solid pitching there. 3 straight pitches. And right away, out number 1, and your third strikeout of the day.
And so now Molly Houts will step into the left-handed batter's box. Houts takes a big hack at the first pitch she sees. And a foul ball tipped straight back up into the air. 0-1 the count.
Tough read there for the catcher, Trees, off the ceiling, and it was going to be foul anyways, but.
The 0-1 to Houts, taken just outside the zone, up and away. 1-1 the count. Houts played for Downey High School in Whittier, California. Sophomore here for Bemidji State. Batting left-handed, takes a cut at that one and fouls it down the third base line. A nice chopper toward the Husky dugout. 1-2 the count. Junker works out of the windup, and the 1-2 fouled down the third base line. Giving chase for it was McFarland. Tried to slide to make the grab, but couldn't. So the 1-2 will happen again. 1 out here in the top of the second. 0-0 your score. Bemidji and St. Cloud State. First of 4 from the Husky Dome here today in the Kelly Loss Invitational. Junker offers up, and a big cut taken. That's a strikeout. Swinging for Molly Houts, and 2 down now in the inning.
4 strikeouts for Junker. She's picking right up where she left off last season.
And now it's Jennifer Smith. Winkler, Manitoba native. Another Canadian on this Bemidji State lineup. Looks at the 0-0 pitch. Up and away, well outside for ball 1. .22 appearances last year for the junior Jennifer Smith. 15 starts for the Beavers. Looks at a 1-0 count. Junker out of the windup, deals one low and in, and doesn't get the call. 2-0.
First time pitching behind in the count is Junker. See how she does here. But Jennifer Smith, .225 last season batting average and 40 at-bats.
The breaking ball low and in again, so 3-0 the count to Jennifer Smith, playing as the designated hitter in this afternoon's game. Will not take a position defensively. Junker. Ready. Settles in, out of the windup, the 3-0 pitch, and that's a 4-pitch walk. First of the afternoon issued by Trinity Junker.
That's one thing with Junker, though. With her 88 strikeouts, she had a team-leading 29 walks.
Pitch around the designated hitter, and now out to the batter's box comes the junior infielder, Emery Yeager. Yeager into the left-handed batter's box. Looks at the 0-0 pitch, breaks right over the plate, strike one.
It's really nice to see the breaking ball being utilized early and often.
One on and two out here for Bemidji State. Low ball taken there by Yeager. 0-2 the count. Smith aboard for Bemidji State. Junker looking to punch out another, and she's able to do it. A swinging strikeout as Emery Yeager goes down on strikes. 5th K of the afternoon for Junker. And we'll go to the bottom of the second here at the Kelly Loss. We'll see you back here right after this on the NSIC Network and 97.5 Radio X.
97.5 Radio X is now your home for St. Cloud Tech High School athletics.
Muhammad Youssef, and Youssef takes the shot and a save. Forced there by Kanan Hennon to push it over the bar, but
That means Tiger Athletics can be heard right here, from the court to the field, from the ice to the pitch. Your home for St. Cloud Tech Athletics is Radio X, including St. Cloud High School hockey, along with the Icebreakers.
Pass connects. Shot there, Carlson. Save, rebound, loose puck in the slot, and St. Cloud scores!
You can listen to us live or find us at 97.5radiox.com.
Inside the Husky Dome, bottom of the second inning coming up. St. Cloud State will head to the plate in a 0-0 softball game. 6, 7, and 8 coming up for your Huskies.
We've seen 3 base runners so far, Jake, and no hits.
Sophie Collane to the batter's box for St. Cloud State. McFarland behind her. In the hole is Lydia Krager. First pitch to Collane. Wines, fires, and that one's low and away for ball one.
Collane, 308 last season batting average in her 17 appearances in games. She only had 13 at-bats, though. Mostly come in as a pinch runner.
Stella Dolan out for her second inning of work. 0-1 pitch taken up and in. 1-0 pitch, taken up and in for 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Looked at, taken at the knees for strike one.
Good pitch by Dolan. Very good pitch. She hasn't been able to get her fastball across really well, but that breaking ball is working miracles for her currently.
Sophie Collane had a .444 on base last season for St. Cloud State. Takes a hard hack down the left field line. Ranging back is Amy Christensen, and it's down and over the wall. Down into the glove, of Christensen. A double stand up for Sophie Collane. And just exactly the way that Mitch Roberts wanted St. Cloud State to start off this game. A stand-up double, a leadoff base runner, and now an RBI chance for Haley McFarland.
Very good swing at that one. Got behind it, got all of it. Left fielder Amy Christensen just unable to do anything with it. She got turned around, too. She had a play on the ball, just unable to get there, get her glove there in time.
0-0 pitch to McFarland, taken up and in at the hands. 1-0 the count. No one out, one on here for McFarland.
McFarland, 217 last season and from the plate, so not that great.
17 RBIs last year. Looking for her first of the season. Takes one right back up the middle, and the shortstop, Yeager, couldn't get there. This will bring Collane home, and McFarland thinks about going to second. Instead, she'll stay at first, and an RBI knock, and St. Cloud leads by 1.
Good hit there. Good piece of hitting by McFarland. Second pitch she sees, just gets behind it, puts it right back up the middle. And Yeager playing a bit more towards third than second, unable to get over there in time, and just drops right in front of the center fielder, Elena Christensen.
So Lydia Krager with a runner on first. No one out. Shows bunt. Drops a nice one. And ranging for it was Dolan. She'll fire to first. Harold makes the play. So Krager out on the bunt attempt, but she'll advance the runner to second. That's McFarland. So a productive at-bat, and now Madison Spa into the batter's box.
Spa went 0 for 4 last night with an error. Reaching on an error, I should say, in the bottom of that seventh that technically didn't even count.
So Spa into the right-handed batter's box, looks at the 0-0 pitch with a runner on second, fouls one off into the Husky dugout.
Last season, the Huskies were 3-0 when scoring first inside in that second inning. They're also 20-2 when leading after the second inning.
The 0-1 to Spa. Taken, up and away, 1-1. Stella Dolan up into the 30s in her pitch count in the bottom of the second. Huskies did a phenomenal job in the first to work that pitch count up. Spa, that one got away from Dolan right on the release. She knew it right away. Good take by Spa, low and in, 2-1 the count.
Good job by Schwen to go on over there, putting her body in front of it, making sure that McFarland couldn't take third.
Dolan winds, deals, and there's a low one taken again. So 3-1 now hitters count for Madison Spa. Dolan starting to shake off her pitching hand after she releases the ball. Starting to think that second to last pitch that got away from her may have done some more. Keep an eye on her and see how she fares.
It's also getting a little chilly in here, so maybe keep an eye on that to play a factor into it.
Big cut right over the 3-1. Spa wanting to do some damage on that swing. And now a full count. 3-2 with a runner on. One has crossed the plate already, and we're back to the top of the order. After this, Dolan settles in the payoff pitch. Sent right back up the middle. Dolan turns around to make the play, chooses to fire to first and take the out. Harold made the play. So another comebacker, 1-3 on the score sheet. 2 down here for St. Cloud State, and Brooke Boland will come into the batter's box.
We have 3 1-3s today for Bemidji. I don't think Dolan realized she had a play at third. She had McFarland caught up there.
The 0 pitch to Boland. Good breaker down the heart of the plate, strike one. Boland reached on an error in her first appearance. Made it all the way to third and was left stranded. The 0-1 pitch. Second run for St. Cloud State, 90 feet out, fouled straight back.
Told you I should have brought my glove.
Yeah, that one came real close, Ricky. We saw a couple yesterday that came kind of close. That one fouled straight back over our heads. I would have no part of watching that one take me out. The 0-2 to Boland. Good breaker, missed the zone high. 2-1. McFarland at third. 2 out. 1 has crossed the plate. Boland ropes one foul down the right field line.
She was really early on that one.
So we'll do it again.
She's extremely early on that one. And you could tell Boland was halfway out of the batter's box by the time she was making contact almost.
The pitch. High breaker well above the zone. So 2-2. As the Huskies have done a great job again working this pitch count high on Dolan. 2-2 pitch. To Boland. Taking a hack at Boland, strikes out swinging. And that will end the second inning here from Husky Dome. Step aside here on the NSIC Network and 97.5 Radio X. When we come back, Ricky Clavercamp here to call balls and strikes through 3, 4, and 5 after this.
Are you looking for where to find live Huskies women's soccer? then the KVSC Sports Stream is the place for you.
Marion is there, and she scores! Majewski placed it in front of the net, and Hannah Marion's got the winner in overtime.
Tune in all season long as the Huskies battle for a spot in the NSIC playoffs.
From Sally Nelson pushing this one forward. Long run from Marion. Marion into the box with her right foot, and she scores!
Back inside the Husky Dome, Ricky Clovercamp here to call balls and strikes. Thanks, Jake, to get us started. I'll take you through the middle 3 innings, 3, 4, and 5. As we approach the bottom 2 of the order, it's going to be Schwen, the catcher, to get us started here as Trinity Junker comes out for a 3rd inning of work. Absolutely efficient so far in this 1-0 ball game. The pitch. Swung on, rope to left and way foul for strike 1. Quick look on over the Huskies baseball team. They're down in Arkadelphia. Joey Erickson on the call down there. It's not looking too hot for the boys. They are currently trailing 10-1 to Missouri Western at the top of the 9th.
If I remember correctly, they took a tough loss yesterday, 7-5. They were trailing 4-0, I believe. Came back, tied it up at 4, and just could not seem to get the victory there. And it seems like a tough start this morning for the starter as well out in Arkadelphia. I mean, gorgeous weather, it sounds like.
It just can't get the win. As that one swung on and missed. Strike 3 for out number 1. 1, 2, 3 pitches for Trinity Junker, and she sends Schwen down.
Say that one 5 times
fast.
I know. Yeah, we mentioned the weather out there in Arkadelphia. Got to be a little nicer than what we're seeing here. I mean,
we had rolling power outages earlier this morning.
15 degrees right now. Of course, we are inside a dome. There's a little heat, but it's a very windy day here in St. Cloud. The wind penetrates this Teflon quite easily.
Definitely, as that first one misses low and outside, ball 1. But yeah, no, we had rolling blackouts this morning. I don't know if you had any, but I know the campus of St. Cloud State University, they went down as that one's waved at by Christensen.
Yeah, I have the fortune to not live on campus, so my power was uncontested and fine all afternoon, but I heard all of campus, and there's a water main break, I believe, in the Ed building as well.
1-1. Waved at by Christensen for strike 2.
Just a tough morning for St. Cloud State. Here's you hope here in early February. This is kind of the last couple of weeks of really cold weather before things start to warm up a little.
The 1-2 from Junker. Low and out in the dirt. There's in the other batter's box too. It's a righty on lefty matchup. The righty being Junker, the lefty being Amy Christensen. The 2-2. In the other's batter box again, and it's going to be a full count. I believe that's the first time this afternoon that Junker's had a full count.
Indeed it is. 5 strikeouts already on the afternoon, and her first real chance.
The payoff pitch. Waved at strike 3.
Make it 6. Confident, efficient pitching through 2 2/3 so far from Trinity Junker.
This is just vintage Trinity Junker from last season. Lowest ERA, leading in strikeouts. If you go back to the top of the order, it's Martin.
Junker recorded a career-high 13 Ks against Winona State May 13th last year to help St. Cloud State advance to the winner's bracket of the NSIC tournament. Not sure how long her leash will be today, but well on her way to matching that number, I'd imagine, if things keep going this way for Bemidji State.
Cora Martin struck out her last time up. That was back in the first. It's a 1-0 count. Now 1-2, or 1-1, I should say. My bad.
Yeah, we joked about it last night, Ricky, but the exhibition was also an exhibition for us as well.
Yes.
And game one, we're still settling back into the
bat and ball sports.
Exactly. Of course, it's stretch run for the hockey puck sport this season.
Yeah.
So
Tree sets up inside. The 1-1. Swung on, hit high and foul. It'll reach the dugout, the third base dugout where the Huskies are located. So strike two.
You mentioned the other Husky sports in action today. Women's hockey in action this afternoon. They'll take on Minnesota and the Golden Gophers here at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center. And then tonight, 7:30 puck drop as the men take on Western Michigan. Both of those games on our sister station, 88.1 FM, KVSC.
The 1-2. She deals. Swung on and missed. She struck out the side. Junker having herself one heck of a ball game. 8 strikeouts through 3 innings. We'll be right back. It's going to be Pinkowski, Vanden Langenberg, and Trees right after this.
Checking out our sexy mugs is just one of many reasons to visit 975radiox.com. You can find links to our Facebook, Twitter, and TuneIn Radio pages there. Or you can find out when and where to go to find Radio X artists playing live in our area. Learn more about where your favorite bands are now, or just stream Radio X, soaking it in and reminiscing about a time when greasy-haired musicians dressed in flannel ruled the airwaves. All this and more at 975radiox.com.
Bottom of the third inning here at Husky Dome in the K-Loss tournament. Huskies currently up by a score of 1-0. Trinity Junker just struck out the side. Up steps Pinkowski. She reached on a walk her last time up, so no official at-bat quite yet in the season. Last night she got hit by a pitch twice. She walked once, and then she also struck out and singled. So a pretty productive night from the plate for her yesterday. Dolan out for her third inning of work. She has not been quite efficient. She's at 47 pitches currently. This will be her 48th. Stevenson and Harold, the corners, playing in. It's the first pitch. Swung on, hit hard, but foul. Really hard. She got all of that one just a little early on it. She sends that one into the third base dugout in towards the bullpen.
Yeah, stapled that softball. Just couldn't hit it soon enough to rope it down that third base line.
The 0-1 from Dolan. She deals. High, look out. Going up towards the head of Pinkowski. She ducks out of there. Be a 1-1. Left fielder playing in. Right fielder playing a little deeper, and then Elena Christensen out in center playing deep. Off speed, strike two.
It's a good pitch by Dolan as she closes in on that half-century mark. Seen a lot of pitches. Huskies have done a nice job to work counts and put runners on.
The 1-2. Swung on, hit near left field, and foul.
Looked just like the last one. Got a good hack at it, put it down that left field line. Maybe could have landed on the inside. Just a little early on the swing.
It's very interesting to play on a football field. We counted out towards left. It was 200-something yards, 220?
About 210 feet, we thought. Yeah, maybe 220 if you include
20 feet.
The end zone.
Swung
here.
on and missed, strike three. Down goes Pinkowski. That's the second strikeout for Dolan so far today. As up steps Vanden Langenberg. Grounded into a fielder's choice last time up. Grounded to third. As Dolan gets the sign, and she delivers. Outside, ball one.
Vanden Langenberg, primary shortstop, plays at least for St. Cloud State. First team all-conference last year. Finished the season top 5 in batting average and on base in the NSIC.
That one swung on, hit in the air to right, but foul.
Check swing there. She just got a piece of it and sent that right down that right field line. Luckily, it was out far enough nobody could get there to it. Could have been a terrible way to go out. Terribly unfortunate, I should say.
We've mentioned the left field fence. The right field fence is very much closer, so if he can go oppo, you're sitting pretty good. That one's hitting the air to right. Going back is Houts, and she's got it.
Speaking of oppo, there it is. There it is, Ricky. The fly out.
So up steps Trees. Comeback her last at bat. 1-3 is how that one went. This is the most efficient inning of work so far for Dolan. As Tree steps in, Dolan deals. That's one swung on, hit in the air to center field, going back. Back it goes, deep it goes, gone! Sydney Trees, the first home run of the season. Straight away center field, the deepest part of the ballpark. Huskies up 2-0.
Well, how about it there, Ricky? I mean, you mentioned it. Just put a charge into that ball straight away center field. Got a good cut. First deep ball for the Huskies this year. And a quick double of the lead with 2 down. That one's got a sting for Dolan a little bit with 2 outs. That's the time you want to put the third one away and move on. Just couldn't get past the cleanup hitter for St. Cloud State.
The first pitch was just hanging there. It was a meatball for Trees. Lefty on lefty here. That one swung on, hit in the air to left. That's in the gap, but ranging on over is Amy Christensen, and she'll make the play. New score line. Huskies get one off the Trees home run. It's 2-0. We'll be right back on 97.5 Radio X.
Alternative music was awesome in the 90s. Progressive artists and bands had a profound effect on what we call rock music today. The spirit of alternative music is still alive and well. New alt-rock artists are still innovating and changing the music landscape. You want to hear what alternative and progressive music sounds like today? Check out our sister station, KVSC, at 88.1 FM. You can hear the latest in progressive rock, punk, hip-hop, blues, and even folk and bluegrass music. KVSC 88.1 FM, your sound alternative.
Inside the Husky Dome, Ricky Clovercamp, Jake Bedell here from the K-Loss tournament. It's the 4th inning. Junker going back out there. She struck out the side her last time up. It's currently a 2-0 ball game in favor of the Huskies. Sydney Trees, we were just talking about it during the break. That was not a no-doubter. That one was almost a line drive.
Yeah, not a lot of loft to it. Didn't have a lot of hang time. Just what they call kind of a wall scraper in the majors, where it just reaches over that back wall, but a nice play to give it enough loft to get over that back fence. We were just talking about the dimensions of the field they have set up here in the Husky Dome. Much deeper out to left, it feels, than it would be out to right. So if you can kind of pull it out to right center, you've got a favorable matchup as a hitter. Exactly what Trees was able to do.
First pitch low to Elena Christensen, who struck out her last time up.
Junker's been surgical so far this afternoon.
Absolutely. It's just been a clinic she's put on. 8 strikeouts. That one hit hard, but way foul. That's one where I wish we didn't have the dome so I could have seen how far that one went.
I just turned that top wrist over and sent that one down the left field line. Took a good hack, as you mentioned, yes, but want to pull that one just a little further inside.
Junker gets a sign and delivers. That one swung on and then fouled off again. It goes into the ceiling, but it was caught by the shortstop Vanden Langenberg. It doesn't matter anyway. It was going really foul. And Christensen, 2 straight pitches, 2 very solid strikes at the ball. 1-2. And the sign from Trees, she sets up far outside. The pitch. Swung on and miss. Jake, that is 5 straight strikeouts. And Trees has done the last 6 or 7 outs now on her own.
Yeah, these Bemidji batters are just being a little aggressive here at the plate, swinging at a lot of good pitches, but they can't seem to make the contact, and that is just ringing up the K's here for Trinity Junker in her first game back this season.
Strike called on the inside. Stevenson up to bat, grounded back to the pitcher her first time up. That was the last time a batter put a ball in play. It was back in the first inning for the third out. Tree sets up outside. The pitch. That one swung on, fouled over the the first base dugout this time. 0-2 count.
Yeah, speaking of Stevenson, Mariah Stevenson, the freshman on this squad, Beavers have added 7 freshmen to the 2022 roster for a total of 20 student athletes. 2 seniors, Elena Christensen and Kydron McClafferty, were tabbed as the Beavers' preseason players to watch in the NSIC.
Chopper to third, fielded, throw to first in time. McFarland to Weinberger. The 5-3 put out number 2. And so Stevenson is the only one to put a ball in play on Junker so far.
Making quick work of this Beavers squad still now. I mean, it looked like she maybe really, I mean, she hasn't looked bad really at all so far. I mean, she faced, I think, the multitude of batters. She faced 4 in that second. And that's kind of in the inning where maybe you could look at and say that's one she'd want to get through quicker. But hey, when you're talking about 1 extra batter, I mean, good night. She's just been lights out on the mound for St. Cloud State.
Harold struck out her last time up. The 1-0. Called strike on the outside. Got the top part of the plate. Makes it 1-1. Tree sets up inside. Junker delivers. Waved at. Strike 2.
That was Harold just out in front of that one. Looked like she had it timed up nicely, or rather knew where the ball was going to be. Just came out in front of it. Missed it like most of her Bemidji roster has so far this afternoon.
The pitch. Outside. Way outside. Trees was in the other batter's box. Just couldn't frame it back over.
2 outs here in the 4th, and Junker's just now sniffing that 50 pitch mark. Just efficient.
That one swung on and fouled over the third base dugout again. Goes into the ceiling, comes back into play. We'll do this again. Here it is. Swung on, strike 3. Junker is having herself one heck of a game. Believe that is her 10th strikeout. And with that, we go to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Culhane, McFarland, and Krager. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Kelly Loss Tournament on 97.5 Radio X.
Malik clubs one into center. Wenzel going back, turns, still going, bombs away! It's Malik's 2nd home run of the game.
Man, that Huskies baseball coverage sounds really good, but I don't know where I can find any more.
Colin, you seriously don't know where to get your Huskies baseball coverage?
No, I don't, Drew, but do you know?
You know, I could tell you, but let's let Lenny do it.
Hey, this is Lenny Walker, junior outfielder for St. Cloud State Baseball, and you're listening to the home of the Huskies, the KVSC Sports Stream.
Here underneath the Husky Dome, behind home plate, Ricky Klopkamp, Jake Bedell. Bottom of the 4th inning, Huskies lead by a score of 2-0. As As up steps Culhane, she doubled her last time up and scored on the McFarland single RBI. That was back in the second inning. Huskies doing really well so far, off the back of very efficient pitching from Trinity Junker. We get back underway with Dolan. She delivers. Watches that ball outside, ball one.
Plenty of options on the mound here for Bemidji State. We talked about their turnover. 3 of the 4 members of the pitching staff returned from last season to this season.
That one's high, ball 2.
Definitely have options in terms of arms to go to.
Yeah, you do, but at this point you might as well keep Dolan in. It's even though she hasn't been efficient, it's only a 2-run lead as that one's blooped into left center field for a base hit.
That one just got over the head of Emery Yeager, the shortstop, trying to make the play. She was ranging back towards the shallow outfield and running away from the ball, trying to make that catch over the shoulder. It just blooped over her head into the outfield and no play to be made. So a leadoff single for Sophie Culhane.
She has a single and a double now. Up steps McFarland. Singled in Culhane last time up. The pitch. Watches that one go high at the hands. Ball 1. And Dolan might need to... the bullpen has not been activated yet. But Dolan's getting up there in the pitch counts. That one, a breaking ball, finds the top of the zone. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Dolan gets the sign and the pitch. Swung on very early from McFarland. Fouls that one right back into her own dugout.
Well out in front of that pitch, as you mentioned. I mean, saw the breaking ball right beforehand, and maybe was looking for another one there. This breaker, the breaker that Dolan throws hangs a lot. If you get one of these that errantly hangs over the heart of the plate, you mentioned a meatball that got taken yard by Sydney Trees.
So that one's grounded foul towards third. So we try again on the 1-2. After this, you mentioned there are more games scheduled for today at the Kelly Loss. If anybody out in Radioland wants to come visit. It's the 1-2. Swung on, chop foul again. Northwestern Iowa versus Bemidji State. Yeah, you mentioned it at the top of the show. They're up next at 3, immediately following this one. 5:30 at Sioux Falls versus Northwestern Iowa, and then Sioux Falls again versus SMSU. Before picking up tomorrow at 11 a.m. Huskies won't play till 5 p.m. tomorrow, as that one's outside for ball 2. Beavers wanted a call there.
And the Huskies tomorrow, we'll finally get that back-to-back doubleheader, if you will. 5 o'clock against Sioux Falls, and then 7 o'clock against Southwest Minnesota State. So one right after the other.
2-2. Swung on foul into the Teflon ceiling. So once again, we'll do the 2-2. McFarland doing a really good job going deep into this count. The pitch. High. At the eyes. Unofficial, I got 69, Jake. What do you got?
No, I'm at 65.
So it's
somewhere
in their little area. The payoff pitch. Swung on, roped in the air to left. That's going to be down for a hit. Runners will all advance 60 feet. Culhane to second. McFarland to first. What a What a really good at-bat there.
Well, and we talked about it. She kept swinging early on this fastball, just trying to pull it down that left field line, and swung very early on that one. Just got the tip of the bat on it. Was able to just kind of bloop that one right behind the third baseman, Stevenson, just kind of into an empty area between Stevenson and Christensen, playing deep into left field. So it's a good piece of hitting by Haley McFarland. Now you've got nobody out, 2 runners on. Bottom of the order coming up, and a big chance for Lydia Krager.
Coming up now, it's actually going to be Jasmine Estrada pinch hitting. Thought Krager would be on. She is scheduled to pitch, just not coming on currently.
Well, and Estrada, this is the bat you want. Primary designated hitter last season, first team all-conference. Ended the regular season with a .431 batting average last year.
Lefty on lefty, outside, ball 1.
Ranked top 10 in the NSIC in batting average, slugging, hits, RBIs, home runs, and walks.
And this is also the matchup you want, as a lefty very able to pull it to right. That short wall over there. As we are at the corner of one end zone, the wall out in right is maybe 10 feet beyond the other end zone. Marker over in right, the pitch. That one swung on, chopped opposite way, but foul, just foul.
Well, you mentioned the matchup out to right field as well. Molly Houts, the right fielder for Bemidji right now, practically hugging up against the wall there, ready to make a play if Estrada can tag this one. But if she can do what her teammate Sydney Trees did and blow one right out to right center, that's a favorable matchup here. Center fielder's got to honor the fact that she might give up just a solid double here if she plays too deep.
1-1. The pitch. Outside, ball 2. And yeah, you're going to pitch outside to Estrada all day. You do not want to give her one inside for her to turn on. Dolan getting up there in the pitch count. Only 4 innings in. Here it is. Ooh, breaking ball. A nasty little slider came back over for strike 2, and Estrada had no clue what just happened.
That had some nasty north-south movement. Think of like a 12-6 curve you got there. Started up about belt high and just broke to the knees, bottom of the strike zone. That thing was gorgeous.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed. A good job by Dolan. Fighting it back and gets the strikeout.
Yeah, nice job to go after that off-speed pitch that just fooled Estrada, went right back to the heater and blew one past her. It's a nice play. It's a good strategy for Dolan, who's, getting up there. We talked about it, upward in the mid-70s in terms of pitch count here.
As we are going to have another pinch batter here. It's going to be number 14, Jillian Knoll. Coming in to hit for Spa, who even yesterday didn't even have a hit. Maggie Fitzgerald. I was looking at SMSU.
Yes. No, the Mustangs are here tomorrow night.
Yeah, they're here tomorrow night and Sunday.
Yes. Maggie Fitzgerald. We saw her last night. Came in late in the game. Played a little bit of third base last night. Took a couple of hacks as well.
I believe she went 4-3 in one of her at-bats. That was in the 7th. In comes Fitzgerald.
Not surprised here that we're seeing a pinch hitter again, though. We talked about in the top of the broadcast, talked about Mitch Roberts' idea of offense coming first and doubles being the key. Well, you want big hits and big moments with an offense that's really power-minded, if you will, as Mitch Roberts wants it to be. So 2 runners on, first and second. You've got another insurance marker in scoring position.
2 on, 1 out, as you just mentioned. 1-0. That one swung on, rope to right field. That one's going to drop. That one's going to rattle around in the corner. Run one will score, and they'll hold the runners at the corners. Or no runners will score. My bad. That was coming on in was Brooke Bolin, fooling me, making me think a runner had scored. So no runs will score. It's just a single.
Yep. So just one out on the inning so far. But Fitzgerald at first, McFarland at second, Culhane at third.
And they're going to have a mound visit here. Spa will go back in at the first base, so she'll come back to
play right field.
come back to play right field, and she'll also pinch run here.
So some speed at first, and of course we all know what speed Brooke Boland brings if she can get aboard as well.
She got gunned down yesterday on trying to get an inside the park home run.
Yeah, she made it to about third. She made it to about third uncontestedly, and then throw came back in from the deep outfield, and it just a strike to home plate, and just not enough time for Boland to get from third to home, even with the speed she's got. But yeah, I mean, a stand-up triple if she'd stopped at the hot corner there and just tried. She wanted it all, wanted to show off that speed in the first exhibition game of the year, and you never hate the attempt, but she's got gunned down trying.
Bottom of the fourth, it's a 2-0 game currently. The pitch, outside, ball one to Brooke Boland. Boland, last year she was batting .422. She had no home runs, but she had 7 triples, and, I mean, we saw one yesterday. It's lefty on lefty. Again, the matchup you want. Here it is. Swung on, fouled, look out us. 1-1.
Have to imagine this is probably Stella Dolan's last inning here. You've got just 3 coming up, but I mean, she's averaging about 20 pitches an inning by the end of this one if she can get the double play she wants.
1 out. Fielders at the double play depth. Grounder back to the pitcher. They'll be out there at the plate. So 1-2, fielder's choice. Chopped right back to Dolan. She went straight to Schwen as Culhane gets gunned down on the force out. So the fielder's choice, it leaves the bases loaded.
That puts Spa up to second. Boland's at first. That'll bring McFarland over to third.
Pinkowski watches ball one fly by her eyes. You're right, though. This has to be Dolan's last inning of work. She is tired out there. A pitch. Ball high.
Looked like
inside.
It may have been outside, too. Yeah, just tried to shave that outside edge. Get Pinkowski looking at a good one, but didn't get the call from the home plate umpire.
Pinkowski all for one today, reaching the first on a walk, made it all the way to second. Strike called on the outside corner.
Lizzie Schwen liked that call, hopped up with some enthusiasm after catching that ball. Nice frame to pull that one inside of the strike zone.
Dolan can pitch out of this. She's sitting pretty. Only giving up 2 runs so far. The pitch. Breaking ball outside. Couldn't get the call. The dugout for Bemidji was not happy. But nonetheless, it's going to be 3-1 now. Pinkowski has already walked once today. Here it is, the 3-1. Swung on, fouled straight back. Little jammer in at the hands.
Huskies have already left 3 on base as well in this ball game, so to leave 3 more on, it would be a little tough, particularly in just a 2-1 or 2-0 game.
Yeah, when you're sitting like this, it's only a 2-0 game. I mean, sure, you've beaten them all the way back to 2017, but this is a young squad and a hungry squad. The pitch swung on and missed. Dolan pitches out of it. She gets into a jam. She works herself out of the jam. And we go to the top of the 5th. Huskies up by a score of 2-0 after they leave the bases loaded. We'll be right back on 97.5 Radio X.
Now, this may come as a bit of a surprise, but Radio X is a student-designed and run broadcast from the campus of St. Cloud State University. Shocking, I know. Radio X gives students like me a chance to learn hands-on what it takes to create and maintain a quality radio broadcast. Plus, it's pretty fun. Connect with us online at 975radiox.com or on our Facebook and Twitter pages at 975radiox. And thank you for tuning in to the best alt 90s mix around, Radio X.
Due up, it's Houts, Smith, and Yeager to start up the top of the 5th. Junker back out there, of course.
No surprise, into double-digit strikeouts as we've talked about, pitching very efficiently, just past 50 pitches on the outing so far. Through 4 innings of work.
Houts struck out her last time up. The pitch low and in the dirt. Junker didn't have a good hand on it. Ball 1. Unofficial count for me. I have her at 54, Jake.
I have that as 51.
Well, once again, we're unofficial. We're not official scorers here.
No, and good thing, I might add.
That one swung on, hit hard, foul into the third base dugout. The right-hander, Houts, evens up the count at 1 apiece. Trees gives Junker the sign. And I like it because Trees seems to be running this game. The pitch popped up and straight into the ceiling. It comes back down. It was going to be... No, they're going to call it foul now. So it is going to be foul ball. They thought it was an out. Came right back to Junker.
Now, home plate umpire made the out call, but...
Then the third base umpire said no, no, no.
Did catch the Teflon. That could be why.
Yeah, that one swung on, hit in the air to left. That's going to be the first hit of this ball game. Houts will round first. You'll hold up there. So there goes the no-hitter. There's a good piece of hitting by Houts. And you knew someone was going to maybe get a hold of one of them. There's been a lot of hard contact in this game. Stevenson's the only other person to put a ball in play.
Yeah, and just took advantage of that space. We've seen both sides take advantage of that space right behind the third baseman and deep in front of the left fielder.
As Smith waves at a pitch. Infield at double play depth. Corners are kind of playing in. They're even with the bags. As Junker looks on in. The pitch. Outside, Trees jumps up, fakes the throw on over to first. Ball 1. Once again, Huskies up 2-0 on the Bemidji State Beavers. In the top of the 5th inning, Ricky Klopkamp, Jake Bedell to my left. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Junker aiming for her 11th here. 2-1. Here it is. Swung on foul, look out. Goes off the ceiling, goes straight down into the backstop. We'll do it again. The 1-2.
Gave up that last hit on a 1-2 count as well. Had no issue grabbing that third strike. We talked about striking out double digits in this game so far, up to 10.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. 11 strikeouts for Trinity Junker.
And we're getting into that territory, Ricky, as I mentioned. Her career high in one game is 13. And she's right on the doorstep.
The record book is back in April 24th, 1998. It was 20 strikeouts. It was versus North Dakota. I don't think we'll get there. I don't think we can get there. That one swung on and missed. Strike 1. I know.
It's only 21 outs in a game to get.
That's we're not going to get it.
No, not at all, but goodness me, 20 strikeouts.
The pitch. Swung on, hit towards the left, but foul just out of the reach of McFarland at third. Oh, 2 count. Junker deals the 0-2. Swung on and miss. 12 strikeouts. And they've all been waves.
Well, we talked about it, Ricky, just aggressive plate appearances by the Beavers here. No need to swing at some of these pitches they've been hacking at. And I mean, I didn't even think about it until you mentioned it, but not a single strikeout looking so far, as they've all just been hacks over the baseball.
Here comes Schwen now. The catcher struck out her last time up, as that first one finds the outside corner for 0-1 count. Junker looking to match her career high. That one catches the inside corner, strike 2. She's only allowed 2 base runners this game. One was Smith, the other Houts, who's currently sitting at first. And strike 3, 13. She matches her career high. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with a score of 2-0. Huskies currently leading the Bemidji State Beavers. We'll be right back on 97.5 KVEX St. Cloud.
Do you feel a little too old to be part of a revolution, but definitely too young to be considered for the loony bin? Maybe you were into alt-rock in the 90s, but don't really care for the current offerings. There is an alternative, Radio X. You will go wild for a superior mix of 90s alternative music, from rockin' tunes to the ones more on the light side. Why go anywhere else? Radio X, 97.5 FM and 88.1 HD2, or check us out online at 975radiox.com and on the TuneIn Radio app.
Surprise, surprise. Dolan is still out there to pitch the bottom of the 5th. Huskies currently lead by a score of 2-0. And this is different about the sport of softball than baseball, Jake. Pitchers in softball can go a lot longer than in baseball. They aren't doing nearly as much damage as they are in baseball to their arms when they do that over the underhand pitch.
Well, and it's the full rotation. You're also not gunning baseball to 100 miles an hour over the plate. I mean, the amount of force it takes and it puts on your shoulder and your wrist, I mean, just your entire arm to sling a ball 100 miles an hour over home plate. I mean, it's only 60. It's only about just about 60 feet. But goodness me, you try and throw a ball that fast, that far. I mean, yeah, it takes a toll on you, and not just over a career, but as you mentioned, in a 6-inning appearance, if you will. So, I mean, a little surprising is she's well up into the 80s now in terms of a pitch count, at least by my unofficial count.
I have 84 pitches. Is this going to be right here as the first pitch in the inning to Vanden Langenberg is called strike 1. I'm up at 84. I believe you're at 83 now?
83 indeed, yeah.
So, I mean, we're close. We're close. We're not official.
No.
We're not official. The 0-1 from Dolan to Schwen. The pitch. Raven swings at that one and fouls that one into the ceiling right in front of the first base dugout where the Beavers are. 0-2. On deck is Sydney Trees. She had that home run her last at bat just a couple innings ago. It was the last run scored. Huskies left 3 last innings. That one's high for the first ball of this count. They had a couple opportunities to put everyone in, just weren't able to do so. The pitch. Vanden Langenberg wanted it. She decided to hold off on it. 2-2 count.
And a good hold on that one. It broke late on her, and by the time she got a hold of that one, or would have gotten a hold of that one, it was almost in the other batter's box.
The pitch. That one swung on, hitting the air to right. Coming on in as Houts makes the grab for out number 1. L9 is how I'll mark that one. That was kind of a slice. We take a look-see here. Oh, my goodness, Jake Bedell. What happened here? Final score from Arkadelphia. It's 18-1. Missouri Western absolutely demolishing the St. Cloud State Huskies baseball team. Ryan Duffy gets credited the loss, and he went only 2.2 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 walks.
Now, Duffy struggled early in that game, and there were, I believe, 7 consecutive hits in the top of in the ninth.
Trees hits that one in the air to left. That's going to drop right in front of Christensen. She'll go to 2. Ball is dangling around. She'll slide in there safely.
Pretty effective day for Sydney Trees so far. A couple extra base hits, a long ball, and a double. She's trying to spark the offense here from the Husky Dome and take control of a 2-0 ball game.
Weinberger will come up to bat now. The first baseman. She's flown out both times today to either corner of the ballpark. First flew out to right, second flew out to left. Happened in the first and third respectively. The pitch, outside, ball 1. So all of a sudden you got a runner in scoring position, 1 out. Trees is fast too. Not nearly as fast as Bolin per se, but Trees is quick enough. That pitch fouled straight back. Made both of us flinch.
Caught a piece of that corner netting up there, and oh man, that could have been bad.
We got Ethan Halverson to our left as well taking pictures. He didn't even move, making us look bad. Dolan delivers. Swung on, fouled off into the ceiling. Trees last season, she had 5 stolen bases on 6 attempts. So not one to steal, but she's quick enough on the base path where if it's in the outfield, I'm basically guaranteed a score. The pitch, that one swung on it, hit in the air. It's going to be off the ceiling and caught by Yeager for out number 2, as that one was going to stay fair. So P6. As Sophie Culhane comes up, she has a double and a single today. Very productive at bat. Her single came in the last inning where she led off. Trees at second base. 2-0 ball game. The pitch at the hands, ball 1.
Big chance here for St. Cloud State to drive in that extra insurance run. Up by 2 right now. 3 would be a nice cushion as you head into the latter couple innings in this softball game.
The 1-0 in the dirt. Good job there. Schwenn's done a real good job all game of getting out in front of that ball, making sure it doesn't come to this very short backstop. It's not even maybe 10 feet behind home plate. But the turf can do a lot of things with it. The pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, left center field. That one's going to be down. Trees will round third. She'll score. Culhane will hold up at first. And Culhane makes it a 3-0 Huskies lead.
Yeah, picks up another RBI, her third hit. She's 3 for 3, doubled back in her first plate appearance, singled in her second, singles again, and a great placed softball right in between the center and left fielders. Just found a gap in the outfield deep enough to get Culhane across the plate, and now she'll hang out at first with a chance to get scored by McFarland.
McFarland, she's singled both her last times up. She's also reached third each of her last times up. That one's swung at very heavy swing for strike 1. I think she foul-tipped it, actually. So we get close to the century mark for Dolan. She's getting up there in the pitch count. The pitch. Change up, swung on, fouled back, and it's caught by the statistician over there to our right. Making an 0-2 count. Dolan's taking a little bit off of it against McFarland here. McFarland was gunned down at home her last time up. Or last time on the base pass, I should say. The pitch. That one swung on foul. Or will it be foul? They're going to call that one fair. Or are they? Nope, that's going to be foul. I didn't see any hand motion there from the umps.
A pretty easy decision, it seems like, for the officiating crew here. Play that one foul. Let McFarland take another hack.
The 0-2. Here it is. Swung on and miss. So Dolan, fourth strikeout of the day. Or fifth strikeout, I should say. Ends the Huskies' fifth. They're up by a score of 3-0 after 5. Coming up next, Jake Bedell to finish off this game.
Every Monday night at 7:30, you can catch On the Air live from Granite City Food and Brewery with Blake Tyson and Andrew Erickson on 97.5 Radio X. Every week, we sit down with players and coaches from many teams in central Minnesota, from local high school athletes to collegiate stars from St. Cloud State and to the coaches that got them there. Every week, you can hear recaps of events in the area and find out what is to come. We invite you to join us for On the Air every Monday night from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. from Granite City Food and Brewery. Stop on in and grab a bite while listening, or join us on your home for St. Cloud High School Athletics, 97.5 Radio X.
Nothing. St. Cloud leads Bemidji State here in the first game of the Kelly Loss Invitational Tournament. 2022 softball season underway for your Huskies. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, Trinity Junker back out to the mound. Struck out 3 consecutive batters to close the 5th. That third one ties a career high with 13 punch-outs in the ball game. And leading off is Christensen for the Beavers. Takes a hack at a foul ball.
13 strikeouts. Looking for that 14th.
Amy Christensen struck out in her last at-bat like many of her teammates. Junker offers the 0-1. And right down the chute, 0-2.
That's how you want to start off this inning.
She's gotten ahead of many of the batters she's faced, has Trinity Junker. And the 0-2 hacked back up to the third baseman. Can't make the play. McFarland was diving for it. And not too happy with herself, as that allows Christensen to reach base.
That one will count as a hit, I'd say. I wouldn't count that as an error. It's McFarland, and it's a tough play to make on the dive. It just went off the end of her glove. Second hit allowed by Junker.
So back to the top of the order for Bemidji State. Cora Martin, the leadoff batter in this afternoon's game, with a runner on base and no one out. Martin looks at the first pitch, takes a big cut, and behind in the count 0-1.
Martin struck out both her last times up. So not really great from the plate today.
Bemidji might be picking up on something with Trinity Junker. She's allowed base runners in her last 2 innings. This one included. Runner goes at first, bunt is foul. So 0-2 the count. Christensen moves back to first base.
And Martin, you might as well, you struck out your last 2 times up, you might as well see what you can do.
Junker. The 0-2 pitch to Martin. Winds. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1. So 1-2 the count.
That's something about the Beavers offensively, though. They've been good at watching the ball because they haven't been swinging at bad pitches. It's just they can't get a hold of them.
The 1-2. She got her. It's 14 strikeouts and a career high for Trinity Junker.
Have yourself a ball game, Trinity Junker. Absolute outstanding work.
So 14 Ks in the ball game through 5 1/3, and stepping into the batter's box now is Elena Christensen. Christensen swings through the first pitch. 0-1 the count.
14 strikeouts, nothing to shy away from.
Christensen 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Runner on first for Bemidji State. One down, they trail by 3. 0-1 pitch, big cut, 0-2. Swung right under that one.
Nobody can really catch up to her. Stevenson's the only one consistently doing it. Put the ball in play twice, no hits for her though.
Christensen takes strike 3, the first one looking, and the backwards K makes it 15 for Trinity Junker.
Good night. Enter Sandman should be playing right now because this has just been outstanding performance from Trinity Junker.
The third baseman, Mariah Stevenson, 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Has not struck out yet. Stevenson takes a big hack at the first strike. And 0-1.
She's been getting good contact, too. Her last time up, she had a couple foul balls that were really hard to hit.
0-1 pitch. Leadoff man crawled aboard. Amy Christensen at first base. Over the plate, and strike 2 called for Trinity Junker, looking to punch out 3 straight after allowing the lead man to get on base. Looking to gun down Stevenson for the first time in the ballgame. 0-2 pitch. Junker out of the windup, delivers, and that's high and outside. The pitch out to see if Christensen would take off for second.
A, to see if Christensen would take off. B, might as well see if Stevenson will swing at it.
Never a bad waste pitch.
No. Getting up into the 80s here for...
And that one's roped out to left field and ranging out to make the catch. Right field, pardon me, the other way. My left and rights have always been a problem here, Ricky Clavercamp, since birth, really. It's been an issue, but to make the play was Madison Spa ranging in. Third out of the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th here on 97.5 Radio X.
Alternative music was awesome in the 90s. Progressive artists and bands had a profound effect on what we call rock music today. The spirit of alternative music is still alive and well. New alt-rock artists are still innovating and changing the music landscape. You want to hear what alternative and progressive music sounds like today? Check out our sister station, KVSC, at 88.1 FM. You can hear the latest in progressive rock, punk, hip-hop, blues, and even folk and bluegrass music. KVSC 88.1 FM, your sound alternative.
Surprise indeed. Back out to the mound. Dolan for the Beavers. Stella Dolan out for her 6th inning of work here in the bottom of the 6th. Huskies lead 3-0. 97.5 Radio X and the NSIC Network. Jake Bedell, Ricky Clavercamp here in the broadcast booth from the Husky Dome. Krager to step into the batter's box. Estrada pinch hit for her the last time around. Krager laid down the bunt her first time up and was put out on the 1-3. Ropes one into left field, and that's right into the glove of Amy Christensen.
Well scouted by Amy Christensen out there and left. Had to move maybe 3 steps to her right, put out the glove, make the play, but it was a very hard hit ball by Krager.
So here's Madison Spa for her second plate appearance. She was pinch hit for as well in the bottom of the 4th. Spa looks at the first pitch, takes low and in for ball one.
Spa has yet to have a hit so far in this season. Yesterday went 0 for 4 against the Bennies unofficially.
Pitch count up to 101 now with that breaker that finds the strike zone. 1-2. 1-1, pardon me. The 1-1 pitch to Spa, 1 out in the inning. Winds, fires, Spa thought about it, takes high. 2-1 the count.
Spa's had a good eye, too. She's worked her way up into the count her first time up back in the second. Worked it full, fouled off a bunch.
Spa cuts through one to even the count 2-2.
That was nasty. Curveball coming back in, going towards that back foot. Dolan's had good stuff, too. It's just Huskies have been better.
2-2, roped up towards the second baseman covering, and over to first for the out.
The classic 3-4 put out.
And so on the ground out, 2 outs in the inning, back to the top of the order, and the speedy Brooke Bolin will step into the batter's box. Chaska, Minnesota native, her 5th season in the crimson and black. First pitch outside for ball one.
Reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. That was back in the 4th when they had all the bases juiced.
Shows bunt, lays down a nice one, foul though. So she'll have to come back, 1-1 the count. Laid down a bunt just inside that left-handed batter's box. No bounce on it whatsoever.
None.
Almost laid straight down in the turf. And by the time Dolan was able to cover, she was 10 feet from first base. The 1-1 pitch. Swung at, roped out into left. That's going to get down for a base hit. Left fielder ranging in. Christensen gets it back in as Bolin is out to first with a stand-up single.
Her first hit of the season. Just drops that one into left. She's reached 3 times out of her 4 tonight.
Yep, reached on an error, a fielder's choice. And that single, and now Pinkowski. And the top of the order looking to do some more damage here in the bottom of the 6th. 0-0 pitch. Bolin went. Pinkowski fouls it straight back.
Bolin last season, 33 stolen bases on 35 attempts. She's speedy. She's fast.
Pinkowski looks at the 0-1. Bolin goes again. And middle away on ball 1 to Pinkowski.
Keeping an eye on her. She takes off. She goes maybe 4 steps before holding up, seeing if she can't get Schwen to throw it down to first.
Dolan to offer up another one. Bolin goes and a hard chopper foul down the left field line. 1-2 the count to Pinkowski. 2 outs in the inning.
We're way up over 100 now.
Easily. About 107 I sit.
I think I sit maybe at 110.
Pinkowski looks at the 1-2. Bolin goes. Pitch out. And the throw is way late to second. Got behind the second baseman and the shortstop who converged on second base. Yeager and Martin tried to make the play, but nonetheless a stolen base for Brooke Bolin.
Easy steal, too. She has 2 technical steals now. If you want to call that first one a steal, I think they did on the official score chart. I count it as pass ball.
And now this one roped into left field. Bolin's going to score on this one with the wheels she has. Pinkowski will stay at first, and it's a 4-0 Husky lead. Stolen base pays off for Brooke Bolin as she is showing off the wheels in game 1.
First hit of the season for Pinkowski. leads to an RBI. Yeah, the Brooke Bolin, the classic Brooke Bolin double, the single into left and then just steal second base regardless. Does pay off, as you called it, and 4-0 lead.
2-out lightning here for St. Cloud State. And now it's Raven Vanden Langenberg to step in with Pinkowski on first. Raven looks at the 0-0. Pinkowski goes. This one's grounded to third baseman. Stevenson across the diamond over to Harold in time. And it's the third out of the inning. So we will go to the top of the seventh. Huskies able to play it a run. They'll leave one on in the inning. And we'll see you back here on 97.5 Radio X for the top of the seventh.
Alternative music was awesome in the 90s. Progressive artists and bands had a profound effect on what we call rock music today. The spirit of alternative music is still alive and well. New alt-rock artists are still innovating and changing the music landscape. You want to hear what alternative and progressive music sounds like today? Check out our sister station, KVSC, at 88.1 FM. You can hear the latest in progressive rock, punk, hip-hop, blues, and even folk and bluegrass music. KVSC 88.1 FM, your sound alternative.
Top of the seventh inning here at the Kelly Loss Invitational. St. Cloud looking to close out Bemidji State for their first victory of the young season. They will face the 4, 5, and 6, middle of the order here for Bemidji State. Middle of the order for Bemidji has combined for 4 strikeouts, 1 single, and a walk. Junker up to 15 strikeouts in the ballgame so far. And here comes the first pitch, and that's low and away for ball 1. To the leadoff batter this inning, that's Ashley Harold.
Absolute efficiency from Trinity Junker, 15 strikeouts as you just mentioned.
That one's low. Ball 2 now to Harold.
She has 1 walk on the game already so far. That came back in the second. It was to Smith. There was a 4-pitch walk.
The 2-0 pitch. Harold takes a strong swing right over the top of it, 2-1.
I'm up to 84 on her pitch count.
Hey, for the first time,
for the first time, someone's wrong.
We have matched up in pitch count, 84. This is the 85th here for Junker. The 2-1 pitch, taken.
Ooh.
And a sassy ring up, a strikeout looking, and 16 strikeouts.
Good night. She has just absolutely dominated this entire lineup. Strikeout looking on the outside corner.
First pitch, low and away for ball 1.
Nope, strike called late.
Late strike called. That one to Molly Houts. Junker getting ahead, as she has all afternoon. The 0-1 to Houts, no one on. Bemidji needs 4 to tie, and a foul ball back to the stats table. 0-2.
So if Junker can finish this, first complete game of the season.
And a foul ball right above first base. Catch is made. But we'll do it again. Catch was made in foul territory. Weinberger with the grab.
But this is exactly the kind of start the Huskies wanted. They might have wanted more runs against this team. Maybe capitalize more.
A foul ball off the Teflon right to third base. A nice grab by Vanden Langenberg. But again, we'll do it over.
This roof is really low, especially along both foul lines.
The 0-2. Chopped foul down the third baseline. McFarland out to play it.
So we're getting up close to 90 now.
Houts doing a nice job to stay alive in this at-bat against Trinity Junker. Junker, the 0-2. Fouled back again, so we'll do it again. You mentioned for St. Cloud State, a nice start to the season. They'll take on Sioux Falls and Southwest Minnesota State tomorrow night, so some time off before the next game. Bemidji will snuggle back into the dugout as they play the next one against Northwestern Iowa at 3 p.m. The 0-2 pitch. Hacked back to the shortstop. Vanden Langenberg able to fire over to the first baseman, Weinberger, to make the play. And the second out of the ball game.
14, Jennifer Smith.
Up steps Smith, walked back in the first. She's 0 for 1 today with that walk as she struck out her last time up. Junker, 16 strikeouts. And unless some miraculous comeback happens here, starting with Smith, Junker is in line for the win.
And there is Smith, grounds to Vanden Langenberg. This is a tough play. She won't make it. Threw that one away over the head of Weinberger. And Smith reaches aboard with a single.
Tough play to make there by Vanden Langenberg. Going to her right. She's a right-handed throw as well, so she had to field that one on the backhand. Stop, set, and throw.
Smith,
just away from Weinberger.
Smith had some wheels on that play as well.
We're going to have pinch hitter here, it looks like. Or pinch runner.
Pinch runner. So Yeager's up to the plate. Try and see who's on base. But Yeager will swing the bat with one out left here for Bemidji State. Junker settles in, works out of the windup. And the 0-0 pitch swung on, fouled straight up, and Junker back in to make the play, but strike one. Bemidji needs 4 to come back in the top of the 7th. Junker struck out 16. Looking to make it 17 here against Yeager. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on for 0-2. And Junker is 1 strike away from a complete game with 17 Ks.
17 Ks and 3 hits. An outstanding game by all measures.
The 0-2. Delivered in the dirt. 1-2. Runner stays at first.
Good job by Trees getting in front of that one. I know I've mentioned Schwen a lot doing it. Trees just hasn't needed to do it.
Hasn't needed to do it at all. 1-2. To Yeager. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. 17 Ks on the afternoon. And a phenomenal 4-0 win for St. Cloud State as Trinity Junker shines in the opener of the Kelly Loss Invitational.
17 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. An absolutely outstanding game by Trinity Junker. She has no runs. And yeah, that's 16 strikeouts. Absolutely outstanding. Stella Dolan, she'll get the loss. She goes 6 innings pitched, 10 hits, 4 runs, all those earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And very nearly 100 pitches. Final pitch at 2:48. First pitch at 1 o'clock, I believe. So it was an hour and 48 minutes on this game.
Quick game, 4-0 the score as St. Cloud takes the win over Bemidji State. The Beavers fall to 0-1. As we mentioned earlier, they'll play Northwestern College of Iowa in just about 11 minutes. Or, they'll probably play just after 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
But they'll stay here and play Northwestern College 3 o'clock today, and then 11 o'clock tomorrow. Bemidji State will take on Northwestern College again before facing Sioux Falls at 1. And for St. Cloud State, back here tomorrow night, Sioux Falls at 5 p.m., Southwest Minnesota State at 7 p.m., As on the back of Trinity Junker, the Huskies take this one by a score of 1-0. Ricky Clavercamp, your final thoughts here after a nice start to the 2022 season for Mitch Roberts.
Well, you got to look at Trinity Junker and just tip your cap. An outstanding night, 16 strikeouts. Honestly, what a game. What a game. I'm basically at a loss for words for how great that has been. I haven't seen a game pitch that well in a long, long time.
Cindy Trees goes 2 for 3. Sophie Collane goes 3 for 3. Both pick up an RBI, and St. Cloud State closes this one out 4-0 over the Beavers of Bemidji State. We'll send you back to the music here on 97.5 Radio X, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night at 5 o'clock for first pitch. Game 2 of the Kelly Loss Invitational tomorrow night at 5.